Marriage, the celebrated union that has long been heralded as the bedrock of human civilization, is often portrayed as a journey filled with love, joy, and fulfillment. It's the ultimate milestone, a rite of passage into adulthood, where commitment and partnership are supposed to blossom into a lifetime of mutual support and shared dreams. But what if this age-old narrative, so deeply embedded in our collective consciousness, only tells half the story? Beneath the surface of this idyllic portrait lies a reality that is seldom discussed: the hidden struggles faced by men within the confines of marriage. Imagine for a moment the pressures that men carry silently, the weight of traditional gender roles that expect them to be providers and protectors, the loss of personal freedom that comes with the shift from me to we, and the emotional isolation that often goes unnoticed because men are expected to be strong, unwavering pillars. These challenges are not just hypothetical scenarios, but are real, pressing issues that many men endure in silence. Statistics paint a sobering picture: men are often less likely to seek help for emotional and mental health issues, with married men facing an increased risk of depression when compared to their single counterparts. Divorce, a word that still echoes with stigma, disproportionately affects men's social standing and mental health, leading to higher rates of anxiety and even suicide among divorced men compared to women. And what about the financial strain? The burden of being the primary breadwinner can be crushing, especially in a world where the cost of living is ever increasing and the pressure to maintain a certain standard of living is relentless. These are not the stories we hear when we think about marriage. Instead, the narrative is often wrapped in a bow of societal expectations and romantic ideals. But what happens when we pull back the curtain? What are the untold stories of men who grapple with these realities day in and day out, often in silence, and why are we talking about them? This article seeks to explore these questions, delving deep into the psychological, sociological, and cultural factors that contribute to the less discussed challenges men face in marriage. It's time to question the narrative, to look beyond the surface, and to start a conversation that acknowledges the full spectrum of marital experiences. Because only by understanding the complexities can we begin to reshape the way we think about marriage, not as a one-size-fits-all institution, but as a nuanced journey that affects each partner in profound, sometimes unexpected ways. The historical context of marriage and gender roles. Marriage has evolved significantly over the centuries, with the roles and expectations of men and women within this institution shaped by historical, cultural, and religious factors. Traditionally, men were seen as the providers and protectors, while women were the caregivers and homemakers. This division of labor was not only accepted but also reinforced by societal norms and legal frameworks. In many ancient societies, marriage was less about love and more about alliances, property, and progeny. Men were often the heads of households, wielding considerable authority over their wives and children. The concept of romantic love as a basis for marriage is a relatively modern development, emerging more prominently during the 18th and 19th centuries with the rise of the middle class and the influence of Romanticism. However, these traditional gender roles have left a lasting impact on how marriage is perceived and experienced by men today. The expectation that men should be the primary breadwinners and decision-makers in the family can create significant pressure, particularly in a rapidly changing world where dual-income households are becoming the norm and gender roles are being redefined. 2. The pressure of traditional gender roles. One of the most significant downsides of marriage for men is the pressure to conform to traditional gender roles. Despite progress in gender equality, many men still feel compelled to live up to the provider archetype, where their worth is often measured by their ability to support their families financially. This pressure can lead to stress, anxiety, and a sense of inadequacy, particularly if a man struggles to meet these expectations due to economic circumstances or personal challenges. Moreover, traditional gender roles often discourage men from expressing vulnerability or seeking emotional support. The cultural narrative that men should be stoic, strong, and self-reliant can make it difficult for them to admit when they are struggling, either emotionally or mentally. This can lead to isolation, as men may feel that they have no safe space to express their fears, insecurities, or dissatisfaction with their marriage. In addition, the pressure to fulfill the role of the provider can impact a man's career choices, leading him to prioritize financial stability over personal fulfillment. This can result in job dissatisfaction, burnout, and a sense of lost identity, as men may feel trapped in roles that do not align with their true interests or passions. 3. Loss of personal freedom. Marriage often requires significant compromises and adjustments, particularly regarding personal freedom and autonomy. For many men, the transition from single life to married life can be challenging, as they may feel a loss of independence and control over their time, decisions, and lifestyle. Before marriage, men may enjoy a degree of autonomy that allows them to pursue their hobbies, interests, and friendships without significant constraints. However, marriage often necessitates a shift in priorities, where the needs and preferences of the spouse and family take precedence. This can lead to feelings of resentment or frustration, particularly if a man feels that he has sacrificed too much of his personal identity for the sake of the marriage. Furthermore, the demands of married life, such as household responsibilities, parenting, and maintaining the relationship, can limit the time and energy that men have to invest in their personal growth and well-being. This can lead to a sense of stagnation or unfulfillment, as men may feel that their lives are no longer their own. 4. Emotional and mental health challenges. Marriage is often portrayed as a source of emotional support and stability, but it can also be a significant source of stress and emotional strain. Men, in particular, may face unique challenges in this regard due to societal expectations around masculinity and emotional expression. Men are often socialized to suppress their emotions and avoid seeking help for mental health issues. This can lead to a buildup of unresolved emotional conflicts, which can strain the marital relationship and contribute to issues such as depression, anxiety, and anger. The inability to communicate effectively about these emotions can further exacerbate marital tensions, leading to a cycle of frustration and misunderstanding. Moreover, men may feel pressured to meet their spouse's emotional needs while neglecting their own. This can result in emotional burnout, where a man feels drained and unable to cope with the demands of the relationship. Over time, this can lead to a decline in mental health and overall well-being. The stigma surrounding mental health issues can also prevent men from seeking help, as they may fear being perceived as weak or inadequate. This reluctance to address mental health concerns can have serious consequences, not only for the individual but also for the marriage, as unresolved issues can erode the foundation of trust and intimacy. 5. Financial strain and economic pressures. Financial issues are one of the leading causes of stress in marriage, and men often bear a significant portion of this burden. The expectation that men should be the primary earners in a marriage can create intense pressure, particularly in today's economic climate, where job security is uncertain and the cost of living is high. The financial responsibilities associated with marriage, such as mortgage payments, childcare, and educational expenses, can be overwhelming, particularly if a man feels solely responsible for meeting these obligations. This pressure can lead to stress, anxiety, and even health problems, as men may feel that they cannot afford to fail in their role as providers. Moreover, financial strain can exacerbate marital conflicts, as disagreements over money are common in many relationships. Men may feel a sense of guilt or shame if they are unable to provide the lifestyle that their spouse or family expects, leading to a decline in self-esteem and confidence. In some cases, men may also face financial exploitation in marriage, where they are expected to shoulder the majority of the financial burden without adequate recognition or reciprocation from their spouse. This can lead to feelings of resentment and dissatisfaction, as men may feel that their contributions are taken for granted. 6. The impact of divorce and marital dissatisfaction. Divorce is a painful and often stigmatized experience, particularly for men who may face significant challenges during and after the process. The legal and financial repercussions of divorce can be severe, with men often finding themselves at a disadvantage in divorce settlements, particularly in terms of alimony, child support, and asset division. The emotional toll of divorce can also be profound, as men may struggle with feelings of failure, rejection, and loss. The societal expectation that men should be resilient and move on quickly can make it difficult for them to process their emotions and seek the support they need. This can lead to long-term psychological effects, such as depression, anxiety, and social isolation. Furthermore, men who experience marital dissatisfaction but choose to stay in the marriage for the sake of their children or due to financial concerns may suffer in silence. The stigma attached to discussing marital problems or seeking help can prevent men from addressing the issues in their marriage, leading to a sense of entrapment and hopelessness. The impact of divorce on men's mental health is well documented, with studies showing that divorced men are more likely to experience depression, substance abuse, and even suicidal thoughts compared to their married counterparts. The loss of social support, changes in living arrangements, and the challenges of co-parenting can all contribute to this decline in well-being. 7. Social stigmatization and the failed marriage label. Marriage is often idealized in society, and those who choose not to marry or who experience divorce may face social stigmatization. For men, the label of a failed marriage can be particularly damaging, as it is often seen as a reflection of their inadequacy or inability to fulfill their role as a husband. This stigma can be compounded by the societal expectation that men should be strong, self-reliant, and emotionally resilient. As a result, men may feel ashamed to talk about their marital struggles or seek help, leading to a sense of isolation and alienation. The pressure to maintain the appearance of a successful marriage can also lead men to stay in unhealthy or unfulfilling relationships, fearing the judgment and criticism that might come with divorce. This can result in prolonged unhappiness and emotional distress, as men may feel trapped in a situation that they cannot change without facing significant social consequences. Moreover, the cultural narrative that men are to blame for marital problems can further exacerbate this stigma. Men may feel that they are unfairly held accountable for the failure of the marriage, leading to feelings of guilt and self-blame. 8. The double standard in marital expectations. Another significant downside of marriage for men is the double standard that often exists in marital expectations. While men are expected to fulfill traditional roles as providers and protectors, women may have more flexibility in defining their roles within the marriage. This can create a sense of imbalance, where men feel that they are held to higher or more rigid standards compared to their spouses. For example, men may be expected to work long hours to support the family financially, while also being emotionally available and engaged in parenting. However, if they struggle to meet these expectations, they may be criticized or judged more harshly than their female counterparts. This double standard can lead to frustration and a sense of unfairness, as men may feel that they are constantly striving to meet unattainable standards. Furthermore, the double standard in marital expectations can also manifest in the way that marital problems are addressed. Men may feel that their concerns or needs are dismissed or minimized, while their spouse's needs are prioritized. This can lead to feelings of neglect and resentment, as men may feel that their contributions and sacrifices are not fully recognized or appreciated. 9. The erosion of male friendships and support networks. Marriage often leads to changes in social dynamics, with men finding that their friendships and support networks may erode over time. As men become more focused on their marital and familial responsibilities, they may have less time and energy to invest in maintaining their friendships. This can lead to a sense of isolation, as men may find themselves without a strong support system to rely on. The erosion of male friendships is particularly concerning given the importance of social support for mental and emotional well-being. Studies have shown that men who have close friendships and social connections are less likely to experience depression, anxiety, and other mental health issues. However, the demands of married life can make it difficult for men to prioritize their friendships, leading to a gradual decline in social support. Moreover, the cultural expectation that men should be self-reliant and not seek help can make it challenging for them to reach out to others when they are struggling. This can lead to a sense of loneliness and isolation, as men may feel that they have no one to turn to in times of need. New ideas for reimagining marriage for men. While the downsides of marriage for men are significant, it is important to explore ways in which the institution of marriage can be reimagined to better support men's well-being. By challenging traditional gender roles, fostering open communication, and promoting mental health awareness, marriage can become a more fulfilling and equitable experience for both partners. Redefining gender roles, one of the most important steps in reimagining marriage, is to move away from rigid gender roles and expectations. Couples should be encouraged to define their roles and responsibilities based on their individual strengths, interests, and needs, rather than societal norms. This can help alleviate the pressure on men to conform to traditional provider roles and allow for a more balanced and equitable partnership. Promoting open and honest communication is essential for a healthy marriage. Couples should be encouraged to discuss their needs, expectations, and concerns regularly and without fear of judgment or criticism. This can help address potential issues before they become major problems and ensure that both partners feel heard and supported. Supporting men's mental health awareness and support are crucial for men's well-being in marriage. Men should be encouraged to seek help when they are struggling and to prioritize their mental and emotional health. This can be facilitated through counseling, support groups, and destigmatizing mental health issues in society. Encouraging work-life balance is essential for men's overall well-being and can help reduce the pressure to prioritize work over personal fulfillment. Employers should be encouraged to offer flexible working arrangements, and couples should work together to find a balance that allows both partners to pursue their careers and interests while maintaining a strong marital relationship. Building strong support networks. Men should be encouraged to maintain their friendships and support networks, even after marriage. This can provide them with a valuable source of social support and help prevent feelings of isolation and loneliness. Couples should also make an effort to build a strong social network together, including friendships with other couples and families. Reframing the narrative around divorce should be reframed as a potential outcome of marriage rather than a failure. By destigmatizing divorce, men may feel more comfortable addressing marital issues and seeking help when necessary. This can also help reduce the emotional toll of divorce and allow for a more amicable and respectful separation. Encouraging personal growth. Marriage should be seen as a partnership that supports both partners' personal growth and development. Men should be encouraged to pursue their hobbies, interests, and passions, even within the context of a marriage. This can help them maintain a sense of identity and fulfillment, which can contribute to a healthier and more satisfying marital relationship. Conclusion. The downsides of marriage for men are often overlooked or dismissed in societal conversations, but they are real and significant. By exploring these challenges in depth, this article aims to provide a more nuanced understanding of the male experience in marriage and to encourage a broader conversation about the complexities of marital life. While marriage can bring many benefits, it is essential to recognize and address the unique struggles that men may face within this institution. By challenging traditional gender roles, promoting open communication, and supporting men's mental health and well-being, we can create a more equitable and fulfilling experience for both partners. Ultimately, the goal is not to discourage marriage, but to foster a more balanced and supportive environment that allows both men and women to thrive. By acknowledging and addressing the downsides of marriage for men, we can work towards a future where marriage is a source of mutual support, growth, and happiness for all.